will be Mr. Bruce McTavish of New Zealand. And if the fight goes the distance, we're going to the scorecards of judges. Luciano Babiera Jr. of the Philippines. Kim Jae-kyun of South Korea. And of course, our scoring referee, Bruce McTavish. Our ring doctors are Drs. Unabia and Dr. Seniza. And it's time to meet tonight's main attraction. Presenting the challenger in this corner, the red corner. He weighed in at 146 pounds. He's undefeated in 11 fights, with all 11 wins coming by way of knockout. He's currently ranked the #1 contender of the welterweight division of the OPBF, and he's also ranked number 24 by the World Boxing Council, and he's also the country's welterweight champion. He fights out of the Waki Salute stable of Cebu City, the Philippines, and tonight he's wearing the white trunks with a red trim. Ladies and gentlemen, they call him the Gentle Giant, Rev Santillan. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the champion in this corner, the blue corner. He weighed in at 146.5 pounds. He has a record of 21 wins, 11 losses, with 10 knockouts. He's making the first defense of the title he won in August last year. He's also currently ranked number 15 among all the welterweight contenders by the World Boxing Council. He fights out of the Daewon Boxing Gym of Seoul, South Korea, and tonight he's wearing the white trunks. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome the welterweight champion of the OPBF, Suk Hyun Yoon. This championship trophy and belt will be awarded to the winner by no less than the mayor of Cebu City, the Honorable Alvin B. Garcia. This is it, folks. This is what you've been waiting for. 12 rounds of championship boxing, and it's showtime. Give your instructions, touch gloves, and go back to your corner.
Okay, referee Bruce McTavish of New Zealand, making it quick and simple. Well, very colorful presentation. Natuwa naman ako na yung mga estudyante ng USP did both a Philippine and very sinulog kind of presentation together with the Korean presentation. These are our protagonists, friends. At stake here is the welterweight title of the Orient, to be specific, the Orient Pacific Boxing Federation Championship. This is international boxing in such manner. We have a Korean, a Filipino, and the referee is a scoring referee.
Referee, yeah. Ang nakaputi po diyan, na itim, kaya ang Koreano, samantala po ay si Santillan ang nakaputi at pula. Si Santillan po diyan ang mas mataas, 5'11", samantalang si yung Suk Hyun ay 5'10".
So Kyokyon immediately going to the body area, and he's taking the fight very strongly against Santillan.
Fighter to, Sam, sa mga balitang tinanggap natin. At walang tigil daw ito kung sumuntok. Kaya kailangan dito si Santillan talaga nakakondisyon. At siguro kailangan makuha niya ito sa maagang panahon. Kung hindi, mahaba daw resistensya itong Koreano.
Number 24th ranked in the world na ngayon itong si Santillan, ano? Because of his series of successes, both in the Philippines and some fights, I guess, abroad. Hindi niya siguro first fight ito abroad, ano?
Sino?
International fight ni Santillan, ano?
Hindi, dahil kalaban niya sa Thailander. Yan,
okay, correct. Oo nga naman. Oo nga naman. Paano natin makakalimutan si Miss A? Pambihira ka naman sa mo. Anyway, first round, feeling out party or an acquaintance, getting to know you part of the fight. And both fighters going to the body immediately. Good, tall, lean fighters at the top of the ring.
Pero tingin ko si Santillan, todo na suntok, ha. Hindi siya ngayon slow starter, ha. Hindi kamukha nung mga una natin napapanood na laban. Si Santillan medyo slow starter. Pero ngayon, first round pa lang, sumusuntok na siya ng marami.
The Korean looks very aggressive, tries to keep the jab working. Both fighters, in fact, trying to measure the distance of the jab, but a good right by the Korean nails Santillan. And now starts his what looks like a piston-like effort to keep the punches constantly in motion.
Hindi napakalakas ng Koreano pero marami siyang manuntok. Parang walang tigil ang kamay niyan. Mantalang si Santillan naman, alam nating knockout artist. Ang problema lang kay Santillan, pag minsan nawawala ang depensa.
Of course, Santillan fighting out of the Waki Salute stable. Waki, of course, is our promoter here tonight. Series of right crosses exchanged by both fighters. Suk Hyun Yoon continues to be a constant fighting machine. Walang atras, ano? Tuloy-tuloy.
Puro pasok eh. At saka ang kamay niya, parang pisto, no? Nandun. Kailangan dito talaga si Santillan medyo kondisyon. Dahil sa pagdating siya ng gitna ng delikado yan.
First round draws to a close. Here's our first installment of our slow-mo replays. Galaw ng galaw yung Korean, ano? Himself busy, trying to keep the jab in play. Good exchange by both fighters. Neither one really tagging each other. Neither one managing to mark the other in terms of swelling or any cuts. Second round getting ready to go underway as the referee, Mr. McTavish, making sure that everything is clean, spick and span in the corner of the Korean. Suk Hyun Yoon is the champion in this particular duel. At stake, of course, is the OPBF welterweight title. Good right by the Korean.
Kasi Santillan yan sa pangkaliwit siya dapat ingatan ng Koreano din yung kaliwa ni Santillan.
Santillan, as we mentioned in the pre-fight discussion, a very calculating kind of fighter. Does not gamble too much. Waits for his spots. Waits for his opportunities. Could be the biggest fight of his career, no question about it. Good left by Santillan. Korean unable to throw any leather, but manages to throw in something now. Jab constantly at work for Suk Hyun Yoon, and that right tags the right cheek of Santillan. Body work now this time by Suk Hyun Yoon. Left to the face of Santillan.
Alam mo, Sir, walang tigil ang suntok ng Koreano Parang perpetual motion ang kanya, no? Yung bang sige.
Yes.
Samantala naman si Santillan, naghihintay siya ng magandang opening.
So far, a minute going by. It's just a little over a minute going by is here in round number 2. Again, we'd like to thank all our dear friends for making this brawl at the waterfront possible. San Miguel Beer Casino Filipino, the waterfront hotel here in Lahug, Cebu City. Of course, this is one of the landmark events, not only for the waterfront, but for boxing and for the city of Cebu as well.
Totoo, Sir. At ito, matapos ang matagal na panahon, walang boxing dinner show. Ngayon, uli, daan na kameron.
Backward catching the tail end of the sinulog. Fighters taking on each other strongly. Santillan trying to work at the Korean who gets jolted. The right to the head. The Korean is in trouble. He might be ready for the ball. Santillan working very hard. Working on the face area of the Korean. The Korean is in a daze. Suk Hyun Yoon unable to throw anything, but there are some short replies. Suk Hyun Yoon trying to work on the chin of Santillan, and suddenly a flurry of punches by the Korean.
Well, medyo nag-groggy yung Koreano pero bumalik, ano? Medyo nasaktan din si Santillan doon, pero ngayon tumatama si Santillan na maganda.
Yes, Santillan with a right cross and a straight to the body. Another one to the face. Crowd getting excited here. Approaching the final 20 seconds. Uppercut. Bloodies the Korean. And the Korean is getting serious punishment here. His crown suddenly in jeopardy here. Santillan being egged on by the hometown crowd.
Dumudugo ng ilong ng Koreano.
And the final 10 seconds now just being sounded. Santillan with a solid second round. Delivering the telling blows. And that'll do it for round number 2. And listen to this crowd. Enjoy this fight. We'll be back for number 3. Brawl at the Waterfront is brought to you by San Miguel Beer, Casino Filipino, and the Waterfront Hotel, Cebu. Brawl at the Waterfront is brought to you by San Miguel Beer, Casino Filipino, and the Waterfront Hotel, Cebu. And of course, some more of our boxing friends in the audience enjoying this fight. And here is that serious exchange of blows. That uppercut really jolted the Korean, Moy.
Oo, yung mga uppercut na yun ang mukhang nakapagpagrogi dito sa Koreano. At saka yung ilong ng Koreano dumudugo na.
And the problem with sometimes with Koreans, yung quickness nilang maging bloody.
Oo, at saka madali mo mag-aamuka. Hindi ka mukha natin na kasi ang mukha nito mga Koreano maninipis eh.
At saka ang ganda ng skin nila kasi, no? Pwede babae o lalaki kasi. In the meantime, third round action just crawling in. Suk Hyun Yoon, the defending champion, in the white trunks and a bit of blood already on his trunks. Santillan, of course, with the Philippine flag on the right side of his trunks. Santillan, the welterweight champion.
Mahirap kalaban to Koreano, sir.
Yes.
Buntan ng buntan, no? Mukha naman yun si Santillan ang nataktan doon sa palitan ngayon.
And the tables just slightly being turned here as Suk Hyun Yoon takes it strong with a series of body punches and a bit to the face and another straight to the face that connects on Santillan. In the meantime, the body shots by the Korean. He's seizing the initiative. Santillan in a bit of trouble here. The Korean, however, being jolted by ferocious shots to the face. Korean slowly developing into a bloody mess here.
Pero alam mo, yung pace ng laban na yan, pabor sa Koreano yan. Dahil hindi sanay na ganyang laban si Santillan. Ang pace ay walang tigil. Kailangan makameron si Santillan, makaboxing muna.
For Santillan winning against the Korean Singdom Bakurin, the Thailander rather, in a fourth round win just very recently.
Pero ang pace nga ng laban, Seb, hindi ka mukha nito na palagi nasa harapan niya kalaban.
Stick it to his face ang instructions ng Korean na corner. Stay there. Mix it up. This is literally a brawl here at the Waterfront. Korean not ready to crumble as of the moment, despite the fact that blood has really begun to ooze from the nose area. Body shot by Santillan.
Tingin ko yun ang dapat na gawin ni Santillan. Puro sa katawan muna ng Koreano sa smundok.
Test niya yung bodega, no?
Oo, dahil hindi malakas ang katawan ng mga di matitibay dyan yan.
And that's what's in the mind of Santillan right now. In the meantime, the Korean, however, is a pesky customer. Ayaw tumigil, no? Suntok
eh.
And that's the only way he knows how to box himself out of trouble here. That second round clearly going Santillan's way, but the initiative just being seized here by the Korean, who's thrown the more lethal punches. But Santillan, as the round approaches its last 25 seconds, with some telling blows, is the Korean on the way down, but he looks like a tough customer.
Akala ko yung mga tamang yung receive, lalaglag na Koreano, pero
maganda ang balance
andun pa rin eh. Matibay at matapang.
That's why tama yung advice mo. Maybe they must work, or Santillan that is, must work in the body area to sort of weaken the tree, so to speak.
Dahil tingin ko matibay ang mukha eh.
Interesting third round. Good fight. Sam Sarmiento here alongside Moy Lanyas as we present to you Brawl at the Waterfront. And this was that serious trading of blows, Moy.
Totoo. Tumatama na mga ganda si Santillan. Kita mo, puro mga solid. Pero nakakatayo yung yung kayang dalhin eh.
And the balance of the Korean atop the ring is quite impressive. Sturdy ang legs niya eh.
Oo. Tsaka pumapalit itong Koreano. Kaya medyo delikado ang natin. Dahil nga sa resistensya, tingin ko, mas lamang yung Koreano.
Fourth round getting underway. And the Korean is a punching machine.
Talaga. Dapat sa akin niya kung puro katawan muna ang suntok ni
Now it is the Korean taking it strong. Santillan with an uppercut, but the Korean with those short shots that may be telling on Santillan. The Korean corner is a beehive of activity. Santillan with a short shot, quick countered by the Korean. Suk Hyun Yoon is a busy fighter, not easily faced, not easily daunted.
At nakakatakot dyan, Seb, dahil yung Koreano, sumusuntok sa mukha, sumusuntok sa katawan. So, madaling makapagpahina ang ganon. At yun lang malalaban ng ganyan laban si Santillan. Yung walang tigil ang suntukan.
A minute going by us here in the fourth round. Korean developing into a bloody mess in the second round, but ang style ng Korean 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2.
Hindi niya inilalakas. Basta suntok lang ng suntok at tapos may bigla.
Yung presence lang ba?
Yun.
Oh, that uppercut. Oh, that jolted Santillan. Santillan beginning to wobble a bit, but he maintains his balance. Good shot by the Korean. Suk Hyun Yoon continues to keep up the pace. Dictated the pace of the fight, actually.
Talaga. Siya nagdadala ng laban. Kailangan nga laang si Santillan. Medyo kumover siya na konti muna. Gulang na konti.
Baka makalimutan ni Santillan, siya yung challenger. Not because dito ang laban sa atin, ano ha?
Right.
Body shots being exchanged. The Korean not exactly puffy under the eyes, but the nose area is a distortion. And something that the Korean corner tried to work on very quickly as we move into just about the final 40 seconds of this, the fourth. You do not want to meet this Korean on a lonely night in an empty street.
Talaga. Alam mo itong style itong itong Koreano, parang si Rick Magramo ng araw.
Yes, exactly.
Walang tigil ang kamay, suntok lang ng suntok. Hindi naman malakas na malakas, pero sa dami lang tumatama sa'yo, mahihina ka rin eh.
It reminds you of a Japanese fighter that Flashy Lord punished so many times, Taruko Saka also.
Yeah.
Kept going in, boring in. Santillan in the meantime trying to make hay while the sun is shining, while the round lasts, but it comes to an end. Woo, what a fight this has been so far. 4 rounds done. We're scheduled for 12.
Ngayon, yan po ang dalawang boksingero natin na walang tigil ang palitan ng suntok. Nauubliga si Santillan na makipagpalitan dahil palagi nasa harapan niya itong Koreano. Kita niyo yung mga suntok ng Koreano, hindi naman todo, pero talagang bumibitaw na bumibitaw.
Brawl at the Waterfront is brought to you by San Miguel Beer, Casino Filipino, and the Waterfront Hotel, Cebu. Brawl at the Waterfront is brought to you by San Miguel Beer, Casino Filipino, and the Waterfront Hotel, Cebu.
Ganyan, the defending champion of the Orient Pacific Boxing Federation welterweight division. 5th round of what has been a true, honest-to-goodness brawl at the Waterfront. We've had good fights, a total of close to 80 rounds. In fact, hindi lang 80 because some fights were abbreviated, no?
Totoo. Mukha nang hihina na si Santillan, sir. Mukhang itong Koreano ngayon ang lumalakas.
Because sanay yung Korean doon sa style na yan. If Santillan thinks na let up yung Korean, I don't think that's going to happen.
Kailangan saktan niya yung Koreano.
Yes, he must tag him seriously.
Yung mga ganun suntok sa katawan.
He was able to do that in the second round, but how can you continue to throw punches when the other side also throws a lot of punches as well?
Napipilitan si Santillan sumabay eh. Hindi siya makaboxing dahil obligado siya. Nasa harapan niya palagi yung Koreano.
Keep in mind that the referee, Mr. Bruce McTavish, is a scoring referee. There are 3 judges, of course, Engineer Luciano Babiera of the Philippines, Kim Jae-jun of Korea, and as I mentioned, Mr. McTavish, the referee. Good jab by the Korean. That jab is constantly working.
Alam mo yung Koreano, suntok, 10 isa eh.
Hindi siya malalakas na devastating, pero makakainis. Makakainis kung ikaw ang tagatanggap ng mga suntok na yan.
Sa dami.
Tuloy hindi makatapon ng suntok ng ganong karami si Santillan.
Pero kung ako si Santillan, pamabayaan ko lang yung ganon. Kailangan paltan niya ng puro malalakas naman. At saka, yung bang isiguro niya,
Santillan.
Medyo napatalikod si Santillan. na ulo na putukan. May putok po sa kaliwang kilay.
And you can see the blood now really oozing.
Maraming duguhan lumalabas kay Santillan.
Seems to be all right, save for the cut.
Well, hindi naman siguro napakalaki nitong putok na ito.
This is the fifth.
And the Korean, mukhang ang bilis ng trabaho ng corner niya, no? Nawala na yung duguang area.
Well, ito, kung halimbawa under the OPBF rule, kung sabihin ititigil ito, fourth round technical draw. Ngayon, since pinatuloy yan, tapos may point deduction Koreano.
Ano, kasi sumignal yung referee sa mga kurado natin, ano?
Aper. Grogi yung Koreano.
The Korean is down for the count. It's up at 7. Bruce McTavish asking the Korean if he's all right. Santillan sensing the possibility of being crowned champion here today. What will it happen? Let's see. The Korean has proven to be a tough customer in the course of the fight, but he's been tagged. A knockdown has happened here. Santillan receiving punishment as well.
Grogi na ang Koreano. Nag-iintay na yan na magandang tama ang Koreano.
And Santillan hard at work. The Korean being tagged left and right. The uppercut missing there. Santillan continues to ride on the crest of the excited crowd.
Matapang yung Koreano. Ang
Yes.
ganda ng mga tinatama ni Santillan, pero nakatayo pa rin.
Take nothing away from the Korean, but the Filipino Rev Santillan with a major initiative here in the 5th round. In the meantime, in that 5th round, a point deduction taken away, a point deduction for Suk Hyun Yoon. And Suk Hyun Yoon hitting the canvas there. It was a short stab, but sufficient to tumble this seemingly impregnable Korean.
So parang nakalamang doon bigla si Santillan ng 3 points, including the point deduction.
10-8, tapos biglang 10-7.
Oo.
6th round, midway point of this brawl. Korea now, meron lakas ng second win ng Koreano, no?
Oo, nandun naman ulit ang Koreano.
All he needs is a brief respite and then he's back at work. Santillan still cautious as ever as the Korean now continues to launch his attack, but the uppercut right on the chin. Another one to the chin of the Korean. Suk Hyun Yoon, a sitting duck for the uppercut of Santillan.
Alam mo kasi bukas na bukas sa itong Koreano, talagang kailangan timingan lang ni Santillan na suntok. Tama yung ginagawa niya, iniintay niya pagkatapos pag nakakita siya ng magandang opening, bigla niya sinusuntok ng malakas.
Not too many hooks by Santillan. That doesn't seem to be in his arsenal mo, you know?
Oo.
Jab and the uppercut is his favorite.
Oo. Alam ka pag mabagsak sa Koreano kanina yung upper eh. Pero ito na naman, nandun naman ang Koreano, wala naman tigil ang suntok kay Santillan.
That jolted the Korean, but the Korean continues to fire away. This has been a slugfest, no question about it. Santillan trying to look for his opening. Missed by the Korean there. The Korean continues to stalk his opponent. He is the defending champion. His crown is on the line here. Uppercut jolting the face of Santillan. Santillan receiving serious punishment here. Crowd suddenly hushed. Shot to the chest area, staggering the Korean just a tad there, but the uppercut beginning to connect for Suk Hyun Yoon. Santillan not throwing anything here.
Yung mga suntok sa katawan ni Santillan, may din sasaktan si Santillan, sir.
Both fighters now bloodied. A shot to the chest by Santillan. Slight opening, but Santillan unable to avail of it.
Alam mo, tingin ko, yung Santillan kasi hindi na niya maibigay na suntok niya eh. Dahil nasa harapan niya palagi yung Koreano eh.
And you know, you begin to wonder how much was taken out of him in the 5th round.
Yun nga, yung bagsak na yun, dapat grogi pa hanggang yun yung Koreano. Pero kita mo naman, oh, wala lang tigil ang kasusuntok ng Koreano. And tingin ko, naubos po si Santillan.
the uppercut is being requested by the crowd because that has been the big punch so far of Rev Santillan. Final seconds.
Naku, tinamaan naman na maganda yung Koreano. Medyo groggy yung Koreano pero talagang napakatapang lang.
Matapang, matibay, and he is going to thank his lucky stars that that 6th round came to a close.
Brawl at the Waterfront is brought to you by San Miguel Beer, Casino Filipino, and the Waterfront Hotel, Cebu. Brawl at the Waterfront is brought to you by San Miguel Beer, Casino Filipino, and the Waterfront Hotel, Cebu.
Checking out the action from the 6th round. Oh, Santillan got tagged several times there.
Oo, pero meron diyang tatama si Santillan na maganda at medyo mag-groggy yung Koreano. Pero sa palitan talaga, mas lamang sa patamaan yung Koreano.
Ayan, oh, napapabackpedal talaga si Santillan.
Oo, dahil sa...
stretch, oh.
At ngayon tinitingnan ng doktor yung mata ni Santillan na kung malaki na ang putok. Dahil kita na natin dito, madugo na ang kaliwang mata ni Santillan.
Yung Korean who had a problem with his nose area somewhere in the 2nd round, which went the way of Santillan, seems to have no problem with that as of now. As we welcome you to the 7th round, Sam Sarmenta alongside Moy Linus. And this is the Brawl at the Waterfront, a very special presentation of the OPBF Welterweight Championship. And it is being defended by the Korean who is at the left of your screen, Santillan, with a major connection there. But the Korean continues to fire away. He will not go quietly into the night. Keep that in mind.
Alam mo, ganda save ng mga tinatama ni Santillan. Sa ibang boksingero yun, hihiga na. Pero itong Koreano talagang napakatapang. Ang interest lang niya makalapit, makasuntok.
Because the odds are against him in this particular fight. He's the visitor here, no?
Right. Alam nila na kailangan manalo sila dito ng knockout. Kung hindi, medyo mabigat na. Makatulad yan nga, may point deduction na siya, may baksak pa siya. So talagang mabigat ang laban na ito ng Koreano. Tingin ko, ang Koreano para manalo sa labang ito, kailangan talaga ay yung convincing, very convincing.
And then, kuminsan yung convincing, ang translation niya sa boxing, knockout.
Right. Knockout or TKO.
3 straight connections, 4, 5, 6, and the mouthpiece of the Korean is out. The Korean buckles down, and the gloves are on the mat. He's at the count of 4. This is the 2nd knockdown. McTavish, the referee, is in the corner of the Korean. I think he wants the mouthpiece back in.
Yes, natanggal yung mouthpiece. Dapat yun ilalagay ng corner man, pero hindi makakit ng corner man dahil sa tagiliran.
And the Korean back pedals. Ace jolted. And Santillan is hard at work. He senses the opportunity. The Korean seems to have nowhere else to go.
Naabangan na ni McTavish. Pagka tinamaan ng ganito, awatin din ni McTavish. Pero hindi, pumapalit yung Koreano eh.
Tumatapon pa rin eh.
Kahit pa paano eh.
So far, 2 knockdowns in the fight. 1 in the 5th, and now here in the 7th. And a point deduction working against Suk Hyun Yoon, the Korean defending champion. Final 40 seconds. So far, the Korean has been lucky towards the end of the round.
Talaga. At saka ngayon, para bang nakakameron siya palagi ng 2nd win, saka 3rd win eh. Galing sa laglag, pero siya ang umapasok.
Alam mo, pinaka-jolting yung uppercut eh. Alam mo yung tama sa left, ng left hook or right hook. Okay yan eh, kung minsan kaya mo yan, pero yung uppercut, pati ipin eh.
Oo, dahil sa usually, pag uppercut, dulo ang tama eh.
Saka yung nerves natin sa ipin area, very sensitive lahat yan. Buong katawan mo talaga nararamdaman yung jolt niyan. 10 seconds to go. And it looks like the Korean of Santillan slipping there.
Well, hinihingi po ng mga Koreano na mabilangan, pero tingin ko split lang talaga.
And here is that losing of the mouthpiece. Santillan just missing there. And that short shot was enough to send the Koreans' gloves to the canvas.
At tingin ko, grogi talaga yung Koreano. Kaya nga lang napakatapang. Ito, buhay na naman po ang Koreano. At nasa harapan na naman ulit ni Santillan.
Entering the 8th round. In the meantime, Bruce McTavish, the referee, halting the action. I think it's very wet.
Pinapupunasan ni McTavish, dahil medyo basang-basa na itong
And he's doing his best skating on ice presentation, but he's worried about it. Siyempre, concern ng referee yan.
Oo, dahil baka biglang magtihaya ang mga boksingero o masaktan o mabalian. Kaya po, ang atin ng mga referee talagang inaanuhan yung basa na rin daw yung pampunas na yan. Yan, nakikita nyo po, pinupunasan yan yung ating bagong-bagong ring canvas dahil basa po yan ng tubig.
Boy, ang takbo ng fight. So far, 2 knockdowns in this battle, 1 in the 5th, also 1 in the 7th, and a point deduction in the 5th. Is it going Santillan's way?
Oh, yes. Yes, I think he's winning the fight. Kaya nga laang, ang hindi natin malaman diyan, yung resistensya ni Santillan. Dahil nga, 8 round pa lang yan, mayroon pa tayong 4 na round na darating. Hindi natin alam kung hanggang saan ang kondisyon. Medyo, pag tinatamaan yung Koreano, medyo naninigas ang tuhod eh.
In the 7th round, the mouthpiece of the Korean also went flying. Good shots by the Korean. Although
may putok naman yan ng Koreano din. Tinamaan ng left upper ni... Uy!
That is the concern. That was the concern of the referee, none other than Mr. Bruce McTavish, when he halted the action earlier. Dahil sa humidity, dahil sa pawis, tubig na nanggagaling sa boksingero. And there's a cut on the Korean now. What caused the cut? Yung uppercut?
Ako, tingin ko yung uppercut, pero hindi natin alam kung ano i-declare ng referee ni Bruce
uppercut,
McTavish.
I don't think in that area, no?
Baka i-rule ni McTavish din dito na ulo. Makikita natin.
Yes, 1 point deduction.
Okay, for accidental headbutting.
Ang language talaga ng mundo, no? Pagka hindi nagkaintindihan, tayo ay sa sign language. And clearly, the instructions to the judges that the point has been deducted. Of course, Mr. McTavish is a scoring judge, a scoring referee for that matter.
Right. Ngayon, parang yung na-offset na yung point deduction sa Koreano dahil may point deduction na rin si Santillan.
Yes.
Pero sa ngayon, mas magaganda ang patama nitong Santillan dahil nakakailag eh. Samantala naman itong Koreano talagang dami na lang na suntok niya. Ewan ko ang resistensya ni Santillan, doon ako medyo kinakabahan.
The Korean is unceasing, tireless. Yes. Now jolted Santillan with 2 straight uppercuts. Ang bilis niya mag-follow up no? Same hand pa, same hand.
Nandun eh.
Santillan has been tagged time and again by that short uppercut.
Saka yung mga suntok sa katawan na yun ni Santillan, madaling magpahina yun. Kaya ang Koreano, sa itaas mo na makukusindit, biglang ibinababa,
But truth to tell, marami suntok, hindi ganun ka-damaging.
Hindi napakalakas. Pero yun nga sa dami, mahihina ka rin eh.
Shot to the breadbasket connecting. Santillan making that connection. The Korean, however, taking it strongly against Santillan. Short shots to the face, coming in quick succession. right hook, finding its mark by the Korean. Santillan loves to finish the round strong. Good even round, but the Korean making some marks there.
Because of the point deduction.
Yes. And we'll have number 9 up and ready in a while.
Brawl at the Waterfront is brought to you by San Miguel Beer, Casino Filipino, and the Waterfront Hotel, Cebu. Brawl at the Waterfront is brought to you by San Miguel Beer, Casino Filipino, and the Waterfront Hotel, Cebu.
Ladies and gentlemen, a one-point deduction is being made against Rev Santillan for the accidental headbutt. 1 point deduction on Rev Santillan for the accidental headbutt.
Well, ito po ang slow mo natin. Kita niyo po yung kanang sinuntok ni Siko. Pero Santillan, pero kita niyo po naman yung Koreano, palagi ko nasa harapan ni Santillan.
Hanggang sa pagtulog ni Santillan mamaya, makikita niyo.
Maharap niyo itong Koreano dahil palagi nasa harapan niya eh. Well, tingin ko naman yung Santillan hanggang ngayon hindi humihingal ha. Buong-buo pa rin yung...
Yes, normally ang mga telltale signs yan, hihinga through the mouth.
Oo, pero hindi pa ha. Despite nun, sa daming isinusuntok din ng Koreano.
So far, we've had 2 knockdowns in the battle in the 5th as well as in the 7th. Both of them done by Santillan. Pero hindi plakda yung Korean each time eh, no?
Yung bang groggy pero nakaka-recover. Matapang kasi. Sa iba-ibang boksingero yun.
Santillan with the punishing blows. He gets jolted as well.
Kasi yung Koreano sabay na
Exactly. Suk Hyun Yoon is persistent. Just about getting ready to say goodbye to the first minute of the 9th round. Santillan so far with a well-planned fight, executing their strategy well. However, it has had to change several times in the course of the battle because iba yung pagkakaharap mo na eh.
Talaga.
Napanood mo nga yung tape, pero pag nandiyan na sa harap mo, nag-iiba talaga eh.
Oo, talaga. Kasabihan nga, iba yung sparring, iba sa tunay na laban. Yung po ba napanood mo na sa tape?
O kahit sabihan mo yung nag-i-spar, sige, suntukin mo na suntukin eh. Di ba? Pero iba eh.
Oo. Pagdating sa tunay na laban na, katulad din yan. Ito, patapakan itong laban na ito. Pareho ng ubus eh.
Oh, the uppercut is the one that's working for Santillan, and the crowd has been clamoring for that. Jab connects. Korean trying to work the body area. Actually, anything that he can hit right now is worth his while.
Oh, basta kanya. Basta nakita niya si Santillan, kaliwa kanan, mahala na.
Good right by Santillan, trying to work the jab now. Trying to maintain some distance between him and the Korean.
Tingin ko yan ang tama kay Santillan. Jab, alis.
Oh, that jab. Korean trying to readjust his mouthpiece also.
Kunti ka nalaglag yung mouthpiece ng Koreano eh. Uy, naman. Umama na maganda yung Koreano.
2 straight jabs. Alam mo, kasi kapapahinga mo pa lang sa unang tapo ng Koreano, hindi ka na makapahinga eh. Andun uli. Rapid succession of punches by the Korean, Suk Hyun Yoon. Santillan trying to again end the round with a flourish. Yes.
Nako, gogi yung Koreano.
Yes. 9 rounds, now part of Oriental boxing history.
Well, ito palitan na naman rin ang dalawa natin boksingero. Tumaba po ang kanan ni Santillan, pero kita ninyo, kumahabol na naman ulit yung Koreano.
And the bell signaling the start of round number 10. We're scheduled for 12. This is a championship battle featuring Suk Hyun Yoon of of Korea. He is the defending welterweight champion of the OPBF against challenger Rev Santillan, who is the welterweight champion of the Republic of the Philippines. Glad you could join us for this one. This has literally been what the title is, the brawl at the waterfront.
Talagang brawl naman talaga ito, Seb. Ha? Dumudulas ang paa ni Santillan eh.
Oh, walang grip yung kanyang padusan.
Oo. Kaya hindi siya makasuntok, masyado ng malakas eh.
Yung Korean, kahit tamaan siya, tuloy pa rin.
Alam mo, kailangan talaga ang sapatos mo fighting shoes mo, yung rubber noon, yung traction noon.
Medyo maganda yung traction.
Oo.
Oh, Santillan is in trouble here.
Basta ang Koreano, pasok ng pasok, suntok eh. Dapat dito si Santillan, masipag ang jab niya.
Wala, hindi siya nakakasuntok pagka nag-umpisa na yung makina ng Koreano.
Oo, yun nga eh. Bigla pagkatapos kailangan ng suntok ni Santillan.
Well, on the other hand, he's allowing the Korean to tire himself out.
Oo. Dahil sa bagay, yung Koreano naman din, hindi naman tumatama din ng mga daptis-daptis din lang naman eh. Oo. Kasi pag tinatamaan niya yung Koreano, nag-logi, ang tapang nga na, mawala yung logi pag ano eh.
At saka umaangat, umaalog.
Oo. Kita mo, nagwawabol eh. Uy, malaki na ang putok ng Koreano.
Oh, yes.
Malaki na ang putok.
And Santillan senses that. The face continues to be the main working area of Rev Santillan. But Santillan also got cut.
Pareho na sila may putok. Pero tingin ko, mas tumama ang kanan ng Koreano Seb at medyo nasaktan ko si Santillan.
Oh, he just doesn't show it eh, no? Final half minute, round number 10.
Alam mo, mahirap kang kumuha ng second win dito sa Koreano ito dahil palagi nasa harapan mo.
I think he has just beaten his past opponents into submission. Keep in mind that Santillan is putting on the line here his undefeated record of 11 straight wins.
Alam mo, Seb, nung makuha nitong Koreano yung titulo niya, ganyan din ang nangyari. First 6 rounds nakuha ng Hapon, pero nung second half, naubos yung Hapon.
Okay, Moy and I will be right back with the brawl after these messages. The 11 coming up.
Brawl at the Waterfront is brought to you by San Miguel Beer, Casino Filipino, and the Waterfront Hotel, Cebu. Brawl at the Waterfront is brought to you by San Miguel Beer, Casino Filipino, and the Waterfront Hotel, Cebu.
Well, kung slow mo natin, tumatama po si Santillan ng kanyang jab, pero ito, nasa harapan na naman ng Koreano at sumusuntok sa kanya. Although marami po suntok yung Koreano, half block at saka dumadaplis. Bihira po yung mga solid na tumatama suntok ng Koreano. Pero pag panay na panay din ang tama sa inyo ng kalaban mo, kahit pa paano i-epekto yan. Tingin ko yung Koreano, Seb, tubos na rin dahil kaninang pinainom ng tubig, imbis na ibuga ang tubig, nililok na rin ng Koreano eh.
And the Korean now sensing that maybe he is actually behind. Now with his, possibly his 4th win, hindi na 2nd win.
Oo.
And now the Korean taking it strongly against Santillan. Santillan in a bit of confusion here. He's beginning to wonder why this machine refuses to wilt. There have been 2 knockdowns, both of them executed by Santillan. They happened in the 5th as well as in the 7th. A point has been deducted from each of the fighters against the Korean in the 5th and against Santillan in the 8th.
So, tingin ko dito, ang Koreano talaga, ang inaano niya, yung bang mapagod niya sa Santillan, kaya panay na panay ang suntong niya, pasok ng pasok, oh.
Santillan has not thrown all that much leather in the last 2 rounds.
Oo, mas marami ang suntok ng Koreano.
But yung telling blows, clearly, is Santillan. Yung clean hits na tinatawag.
Saka yun yung dalawang knockdown. Kasi malaking factor yan eh. Especially kung dayo ka. Tulad ng Koreano, dayo dito sa atin sa Pilipinas, malaking factor yung pagkakabaksak na yun. Yung siguro kung ang laban ay sa Korea, baliwala yun. Kaya bumagsak ang Koreano.
Santillan in the meantime is on the run. He's trying to backpedal here.
Ako tingin ko yung Santillan na nagpe-pacing din to for the last round.
Actually.
Pero yung Koreano dahil tingin niya behind siya on points, kaya pasok naman siya ng pasok.
Pero walang lutong yung suntok actually.
Ng Koreano, marami lang. Kung ano ba, dampi lang ng dampi yung kamay niya eh. Pero yun nga sa dami, medyo nasasaktan yung ano, yung...
Medyo jolt naman yung Santillan paminsan-minsan, ano?
Dahil may bigla eh. May bigla din naman yung
at saka yung halo doon yung when you walk into the punch, eh, no? Good shot by the Korean. Partially slipping there. And look at Santillan. He loves the end of the round.
Oo, dahil yun ang kanya talagang ano, ang strategy nila, kukunin nila yung last 30 seconds para maging impressive sa mga
at saka kaya mo mapagod.
Oo.
Yan ang attitude.
Dahil pwede ba namang hindi ka mapagod yung suntok ka na suntok. Pero believe na ako dito sa Koreano, ang resistensya nito. At saka yung mga tinanggap niya suntok yung Santillan. Hindi ordinaryo suntok yung inabot niya.
Santillan's on the move. He now seizes the initiative when he hears the signal for the last 10 seconds. Okay, we will need one more to complete this championship battle.
Well, ito po ang ating slow mo. Yung mga dukot niya sa katawan ng Koreano, yun masasakit yun, lalo't pagod ka na. Pero si Santillan nga, ginagawa ni Santillan, binoboxing-boxing niya muna ang Koreano dahil pag hindi siya umalis talaga, walang tigil na suntok ng Koreano. Pero ganun pa man, dahil nga po may dalawang knockdown itong Koreano, malaking puntos yan para kay Santillan. Tingnan po natin kung ano mangyayari. Very close po itong laban na ito. Hindi po tayo nakakasiguro kung sinong mananalo.
Final round. It's been quite a brawl. Actually, you know, pagka Pilipino mo, gusto mo manalo sa Santillan. But from a boxing fan perspective, it's been a good, entertaining fight for the fans, ano, ha?
Talaga.
No matter how the cookie crumbles here.
At saka ang tingin ko, Seb, itong last round, ito magiging deciding round.
And Santillan knows it. Can ill afford now to just stay away. The Korean needing all these punches now. But he continues to walk into some crunching blows dealt by Santillan. By the way, in terms of age, the Korean is older by 6 years, at 29 compared to the 23 of Rev Santillan. Medyo nadudulas na konti si Santillan.
Oo. Dahil nga madulas na ngayon ang ating ring, ang ambas natin.
Well, this is the last fight of the day. And medyo yung canvas natin, marami ng pawis tinanggap yan.
Oo, at saka tubig lahat. Talagang walang tigil ng Koreano, oh.
Both fighters extremely tuckered out at this moment.
Yes. Parehong pagod na itong dalawa, pero matapang din ito sa Santillan. Dapat matalo't manalo ito. Dapat tumayo tayo, palakpakan natin itong ating kababayan.
Because may benefit of the doubt kahit pa paano yung champion eh.
Oo. Ako, so far, sa ano, maraming ang patama yung ano, pero ilang beses ang gugog yung Koreano eh.
hindi ganun kadaling pabagsakin itong Koreanon to.
Oo, matapang eh. Ilang beses nang grogi na grogi talaga, pero... Uy!
Good shot by the Korean. But will he have enough time? Final half minute.
Uy!
Madulas na talaga. Santillan is in trouble. He has no grip on the canvas. He is now being punished by the Korean. Unable to answer.
Oo, hindi na halos makasuntong Santillan eh.
Actually, parang nag-aaway sa putik itong dalawa to eh.
Oo, tumama naman si Santillan. Pero grogi naman yung Koreano. Uy! Nadulas muna si Santillan. Hindi mo bumaksak, ha?
And the Korean and the Filipino embrace. What a fight.
What a fight.
What a fight. What a fight, actually. And entertaining this crowd, and, you know, no matter how this decision goes, quite a fight.
Very entertaining ang laban ito. Talagang hindi lang ang lakas galing kung hindi nandun lahat ang ano eh. Ang dapat
all the elements, all the elements. And what remains is the decision. 3 judges, keep that in mind. Kim Jae-kyun of Korea, Engineer Luciano Pabiera Jr., who usually officiates, but he's also recognized as an international judge. And Bruce McTavish, of course, is the referee, who is also going to be a factor in the scoring.
Right. Tingin ko, ang magiging deciding factor diyan ang score ni McTavish. Dahil yung Koreano, malamang sa Koreano yon. Yung Pilipino, malamang sa Pilipino yon. Si McTavish kaya naman di-decide yan kung sino ang mananalo.
Oh, our ring was really in bad shape towards the end, ano? I can't blame it kasi sa dami ng fights natin.
Talaga. At saka, ayun nga, yung pawis, tubig, lahat, ano. And then yung dami ng tao dito, yung humidity, lahat, ano diyan lahat eh.
Alam mo, Moy, the beauty of it all and the irony of it all is that somebody has to be declared a winner. There are some moments in sports where you hope that both fighters would be awarded the championship, but there is no point in the whole thing if there is no winner.
Talaga. Pero, as boxing, pwedeng may tabla dito. Pero, champion pa rin yung Koreano.
Absolutely, absolutely. And here are those rather scary moments for either camp because of the slippery canvas. Alam mo kasi made of canvas yan eh. Hindi ganun ka-absorbent ng ano yan eh. Ng liquid eh.
Oo. Saka kailangan talaga siguro ang ano natin, yung iyong sapatos, na madulas talaga eh, Makikita mo naman na madulas ang dalawang boksingero.
Bukod sa pagod na nawawala pa yung balance eh.
Talaga. Dulas yun eh. Na ano.
And the Korean corner, of course, was demanding for a knockdown, but I don't think so. And here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of championship boxing, we have the scorecards of our judges for this decision. And I'd like to read the scorecards of each judge. Judge Kim Jae-kyun scores it 113-111 for Suk Hyun Yoon. 113-111 for Suk Hyun Yoon. Judge Luciano Babiera Jr. scores the bout 115-109 for Rev Santillan. And our scoring referee, Bruce McTavish, scores the bout 114-111 for the winner by split decision. And the new welterweight champion of the Orient Pacific Boxing Federation, Rev the Gentle Giant.
Referee McTavish took into major consideration those 2 knockdowns, a point deduction as well. Telling blows by Santillan.
Totoo. Sige na naging factor doon. Yung dalawang judges natin, yung Koreano at Pilipino, siyempre mag-o-offset yan. Pero si McTavish, dahil nga siya ay foreigner, Well, tingin ko, yung dapat namang manalo si Santillan doon sa labang yan.
And Santillan is the new OPBF welterweight champion in a very young and promising career. Remains undefeated after 12 fights, Moy.
Right. And yun nga lang, yung kanyang 11 win, 11 knockout, ngayon ay 12 win na, 11 knockout, isa naka
Pero alam mo, look out for this Korean. He will be very much around. I foresee in the near future that he will be quite a factor in Asian boxing and maybe in the world domain as well. Very, very cordial, very nice individual. Nahalata mo naman pagka medyo hindi gusto nada ng tao no?
Oo.